Hey, how's it going? This is Reddit round one game of the week. I don't know if I'll do this every week, but I'm doing it this week. And it is Phildo versus Wereplatypus. And Wereplatypus's list is Torkoal Mux with Ion Cannon Turret and Greedo. This Slaver with Gunner Bosk. I'm a huge fan of Gunner Bosk already, and inertial dampeners because you're often stressed and it doesn't matter if you are stressed in order to use inertial dampeners, but Zuckuss is a great addition because you can receive any number of stress tokens to choose an equal number of defense dice. The defender must reroll those dice. So if Gunner and Bosk triggers, you have about an 80% chance of getting all hits, and then with Zuckuss, their defense, they're going to have to roll very well twice in order to not take a lot of damage. The next Slaver is Forlom, Dengar, Boba Fett, and Hot Shot Blaster. And these guys at PS2 works really well with Mux's ability, so fan of that list. Phildo's list is Rexler Brath with Juke and the X7 title, which that is great synergy there because even if you bump, as long as you choose a 3, 4, or 5, you're going to get that evade for Juke. Vessery with VI and Tractor Beam, and Omega Leader with Juke and Comm Relay, which is great 26 points. So Phildo decided not to just joust head on, which is a good decision, I think. So Platypus is bumping, or stalling essentially, and Phildo is going to be going around the asteroids. Wereplatypus is not turning in to catch him going through the asteroids. And lots of, or I guess he's just barrel rolling. Brath is turning in. I guess he's wanting to see where Platypus is going before he decides where to go. Now Platypus is kind of looking like he's going to be turning in through the asteroids. And Phildo is very nicely splitting, going through the middle. Now it's pretty big round. Okay, so Slaver 2 is just going 1 forward. And let's see, Slaver 1... Okay, so Slaver 2 is the Gunner Bosk Zuckuss. And Torkoal Mux, hey, that's some great flying there. And Omega Leader is moving forward, getting closer, but barrel rolling away. And Brath is getting out of town and barrel rolling. And Vessery, wow, he fits. So I think both are maneuvering pretty well. Omega Leader gets a shot. Oh, it's out of range for the PS0, but the attack is going to Slaver 2, and no damage will go through. So the Slaver is gonna hit the gonna hit the debris, and my goodness, that clears again. So several close calls already, and then I'm sure that was a self bump with Mux. Omega Leader is going to just try to get behind all the slavers. And he's going to target lock Slaver 1. Sorry, I already forgot. Okay, Slaver 1 is that one. So Vessery is going to just turn around and barrel roll back, and Brath as well. Well, he didn't barrel roll, but... So Omega Leader is in range, and Slaver 1 gets a hit, crit, crit. And Omega Leader will be able to use the evade, so no damage. So Phildo was saying, I was waiting for 4 Lom, because if he used 4 Lom, he would have just taken an ion, or yeah, 1 ion, which 1 doesn't do anything, and it would have made it so 1 damage went through. Yeah, I think Defender, see, Phildo, he had the option of kind of going where Omega Leader and just trying to go around and round. I think without boost, he decided that wasn't, the better option was just K-turning here. But Phildo did a very good job of causing these slavers to go through all these asteroids. I'm sure that's not what Wereplatypus would want to do. So he does take a damage from the rock. And Slaver 1's just going to go forward. And Torkoal is going to just get behind Slaver 2. And Omega Leader is in range of Slaver 2. Let's see, what... Did Omega Leader do an action? Did he do a target lock? Or was that there before? I'm guessing... Yeah, he target locked. And Phildo is just kind of turning in. So Torkoal is going to make Omega Leader PS0. Vessery is going to go Tractor Beam to Mux. And only 1 damage, but he has the free target lock. Oh, okay, so that was a good synergy on not only Omega Leader's ability, which let me just go over, enemy ships that have you locked can't modify any dice when attacking or defending. So that synergizes really well with Vessery. So he uses that target lock and gets hit crit, and that's enough for the Tractor Beam to go through. And what's he going to do? He's going to barrel roll. Now, I forgot who places. I forgot if Phildo just chooses, and Wereplatypus could choose exactly where he rolls, ends up. Because if you did get to choose, you'd want him to go over the rock with the template for next round, but I'm not sure about that. So Torkoal not being able to fire on Omega Leader and making him do an ion, which wouldn't have quite made it. But just damage-wise, that was pretty big for Phildo to catch him. Oh, did he roll for hitting the rock? Because I thought that wasn't how it was. I know there was a lot of debate, and I thought that you don't roll. But maybe I'm wrong, or they didn't figure that out. So I guess I have a lot of questions I'll need to figure out. If someone wants to comment, that would be great. So Vessery is going 3v2. So by 3v2, yeah, that would have to be against Torkoal. but the -1 agility. So, but he gets two evades, so no damage goes through. And Omega Leader now doesn't have a shot, but he didn't have to take return fire from Torkoal, so. Alright, so Brath is going to shoot 3v2 to Mux. And he gets 2 hits. And Mux rolls 2 more evades, so very nice rolling. One last thought that I really like about Rexler Brath with this juke is you can use it for offense, and then he's already fired because he's PSA most likely, and then he'll be able to use his evade for defense. So that high PS really, juke works out well with high PS. Of course, if Torkoal changes that, then that's a different story. So Slaver 2 on Vessery, they say. So 3v3, 3 blanks, Dengars, he gets to reroll 2 and doesn't. So but he does have Gunner Bosk that triggers. So he gets a stress, and hey, he'll take that. 3 hits. And here he can 1 shield. Or he could do Zuckuss, reroll both. Okay, so he does get 1 evade, so he takes 2 damage. So Zuckuss caused an extra damage right there. Slaver 1 doesn't have anyone in range, so good job by Phildo to stay out. So Slaver 1 is stalling there. Slaver 2 is going to be turning the other way, so it looks like Wereplatypus is deciding that Slaver 1 and Slaver 2 are going to go on the same side of the board. Torkoal is staying close behind Slaver 2. So Omega Leader can turn in, and he has his evade now. Vessery is just turning away. He's able to barrel roll out of arc of Slaver 2. So he's going to make Brath PS0. And Omega Leader is going to go 2v2 on Mux. Just gets 1 crit, and since he had a target lock, Torkoal wouldn't be able to use his focus. So that was a good roll. He's doing really good. Is that 6? 6 evades? Alright, so Torkoal is going to shoot Ion 3v3 on Vessery. If he can catch him, he'll make him out of the game for another round, and he won't be able to turn around, so that would actually be good, and he does get it. So yeah, that would have made him off the map anyway, so he wouldn't be able to get in the game for next turn, most likely. But yeah, that slows him down even more. So Brath is going against Torkoal 3v2. And gets 2 hits and 2 evades, man. The thing about Hawks is they are not, they're really wanting Greedo. Hawks are just not durable, but when you can roll like that, they are durable, so. Slaver 1 catches a rock and takes another damage. Torkoal is staying close to Vessery. See if he can just keep ioning him. Although Vessery does have a barrel roll if he needs to. And Brath catches a rock, but we'll get a nice range 1 shot, and this is the evade with Juke. Omega Leader, he bumps, but at least he doesn't have to go all the way behind Brath. So Omega Leader gets 2 hits on the Slaver. Slaver gets 1, but that is juked. So 2 shields. Ion Turret, 3v3. He's not sane, but I'm guessing it's Vessery. Or is it Brath? I don't know. Must have been Vessery. So Vessery will able to not have to worry about getting ioned off the board. So Slaver 1 is able to catch Omega Leader. It looks like there will be an asteroid. And he will forlom the evade. Oh, but he could decide that after the dice roll. So he's going to roll Dengar. And yeah, he's not going to want to forlom after that attack. So Brath is going to go 4v2 against Mux, and Mux, without that shield, that crit might be going through. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? That's a... I mean, juke, so 1 crit, but still. Excuse me. So weapons failure. So that's actually a pretty bad crit. So the Slavers are bumping each other. And I'm not entirely sure why he rolled that. Unless it was on an asteroid? I don't know. So Brath is going to do a 4K. Oh, sorry, I wasn't watching that. So Torkoal did a 3 forward. Interesting. Okay. And Omega Leader, he can't barrel roll, so it looks like he's not going to get a shot. So that was good maneuvering for Torkoal, as long as, yeah, that went well, although he did get that, snagged the debris. Sorry, I must have been looking at something else. So Torkoal is going to make Omega Leader PS0 in case of a shot, which he doesn't have, but so 3v3. So, I mean, if he could do it all over again, the better call might have been make Brath PS0, because then Slaver 1 could hopefully get rid of that evade, which then would make it so juke doesn't work anymore. Was that Mux that just rolled three more evades? My goodness. Juke still doesn't even matter. Wow. That's pretty good. Pretty cool. Alright, so he's going to Ion Vessery. Ooh, he doesn't have that focus, so no damage there. So Slaver 2 is going to go against Omega Leader. Looks like doesn't hit the rock, or does it? So, wow. 2 hits and a crit. And he's going to Zuck us both. So Zuckus is now worth 3x. Oh no, he has the focus. So Zuckus is still worth 2 hits. Of course, it gives him stress, but that's not really. He's not caring about that, I don't think. Okay, so 1 damage goes through. Slaver 2 doesn't have a shot. I don't know what's going on, actually. Looks like there's something. Alright, so Slaver 1 now has 3v5. I'm not entirely sure who he's attacking. On Omega Leader. Okay. So Dengar gets 2 hits, and he got Omega Leader got plenty of evades. So the big question here is if Phildo's gonna have Brath chase Torkoal or turn in. He is stressed, and you have to go straight in order to get rid of those stresses, so I'm guessing that will play a role in that decision. And Vessery, if he's going to turn in, or... Oof, that's risking it too close. Probably doesn't want to. Hopefully I didn't give anything away and he really does that and he dies. So Slaver 1 does a 3 turn, so it looks like he's going to be getting a shot. Slaver 2, did he hit that rock? Nice. He's done some pretty good moves, really close, but they've been clear, so definitely worked out for him. Torkoal does a 2 left turn, so he doesn't want to get rid of that stress, and interesting. If Vessery, yep, Vessery's going to be catching him. So that move didn't work out for Platypus. But when he's going all out for Torkoal, I don't think it really matters. So Torkoal is going to make Brath, or Vessery, PS0. Interesting. Okay. So 2v2. Target locks gets a hit crit. Can the evade streak go? Nope, and he doesn't have that focus. So 2 crits, and Greedo actually trigger, so double crits, but doesn't get a direct hit, so Brath will be finishing him off unless Torkoal does what Torkoal's been doing, which he can't do, so he is gone. So Slaver 1 is now going after Brath. So 3v4. Dengar, so he'll get 3 hits and looks like 1 shield. So Slaver 2, interesting choice. Does he go after Omega Leader or Brath? Omega Leader does have an evade, so going after Brath, 3v4. Ooh, he's going to go 3v5 with Omega Leader with an evade. So 1 damage is going to go through. Or no, he's going to Zuckus it. Oh, right. Okay. So 2. So now Phildo will use the evade, so 1 damage will go through. Guess Phildo didn't want Gunner Bosk to trigger. So interesting. I don't know who has the lead. I mean, Mux is gone. Mux took a lot longer to kill than Phildo probably thought. But Omega Leader has 2 hits left. Vessery is half dead. These slavers have great upgrades and lots of health. Slaver 1 is going 1 forward, or 1 bank, and Slaver 2 is doing an inertial dampener, so even though he has 4 stress, he can do it. Omega Leader doesn't have a lock, or can't do the lock. And Brath is turning around. Whew, and it looks like he's probably out of range. Wow, so that inertial dampeners didn't quite, oh yeah, didn't quite work there. So, sorry, he's going 3v3 against Slaver 1. And with Juke, 1 shield. He's not going to use his focus, I guess. So right back, Slaver 1 is going to Dengar. I don't know how to get rid of that. He's going to Forlom, so he can't use that evade. So 1 shield will go through, and Slaver 1 wasn't able to use the focus, so that part didn't quite work out, but I think he'll trade 1 damage for 1 damage. So Slaver 2 is going forward 4. Slaver 1 hits the rock, or hits the debris, but doesn't get the crit, and Slaver 4 is just going to be getting in their face and doesn't take a damage. Omega Leader does a 1 hard, and Vessery is getting right in his face too. And Brath is turning around, so it looks like he's probably going to be getting a range 3 shot, maybe through an asteroid. So it looks like Phildo is wanting to get rid of Slaver 2. I don't know. That's the feeling I'm getting. So Vessery is going to Tractor Beam. 3v1. So that's going to go through. So it's going to be 4v0. Ooh, that's a good time to get... Well, he has 3. Let's see. Ooh, and he gets a hit with the target lock. So a crit's going to go through. So that worked out very well for Phildo. The crit is... Shaken Pilot. So he can't do straight moves next turn. Omega Leader gets a range 2 shot, 2v0, and 1. It's considering spend. No, he's not going to spend. I don't know what he's spending. It doesn't look like he has a focus. Oh, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what's going on, so I'm confused. So Brath is going to get a range 3, not through an asteroid shot, so 3v1. And he will use that focus. So 2 more damage. So just like that, that was a lot of damage for Slaver 2, but this is where he can probably do some damage. So he's going to go after... Phildo saying, see ya, Vessery. I don't know if he's hinting that he wants Vessery or... No, just kidding. So that's a decent first shot, actually, because Boskin Gunner goes. And that's... he still keeps the target lock, so he doesn't even... yeah, so... 4 hits. And with Zuckuss, he's going to Zuckuss both of them. And that's enough to get it. To kill him. So Zuckuss was worth the 1 point, I would say. Yeah, I'm really liking that Slaver 2 setup. So he's going 4v3 on Brath. And with Dengar, doesn't get the extra hit, but he's going to 4-lom the token. So you know exactly where Slaver 1's going to be next turn. And 1 shield and 1 crit, so that was decent. Thinking of Boba there. Throw Juke out the window. So that's the first time I've seen Boba work. So very cool. Yeah, that Juke, that's a good card. Yeah, I don't know. If you got rid of that. Yeah. With 4-lom, I guess that evade token isn't the worst thing in the world. So Slaver 2, what's he going to do? Is he going to turn in towards Brath or go after Omega Leader? It's too bad they're not closer so they can't like self-bump. So Slaver 1 is not going to get that crit, but gets another, what's it called? Stress. So between them, the two Slavers have 10 stress. An Omega Leader, that's a pretty decent move. And he gets right behind Slaver 2, which he already has. Is the Omega Leader target lock on Slaver 2? I'm guessing it is. Brath gets bumped. So Slaver 2 has... Man, this is big. Slaver 2 is not going to live though, right? I don't see that happening. Oh, bumps for 1 hit. Oh, from the crit, I'm guessing. So... Oh, wow. So shooting. So he doesn't have Juke. And he rolls 1 hit. And he gets that evade. Okay, so this is really big. 3v1 from Omega Leader. And he's set there. Yep. That is going to kill him, which... Let's see if Slaver 1 can do it all on his own. And did he... He got rid of those, I believe. So 3v3 on Omega Leader, gets 2 hits and a crit, and he's going to 4-lom the token. Man, 4-lom and Zuckuss have been great upgrade cards in this game. And 1 crit, direct hit, bam. Phildo saying no. Yeah, okay, so 1 whole Brath. Let's see if he can take on 10 life Slaver 1 with some good upgrade cards like Dengar and 4-lom. Okay, so Slaver 1 is just getting rid of some stress, I believe. Hotshot blasters, that's right. So 3v3. He wishes he had that focus, but with Dengar... No, okay. And he did not 4-lom. Let's see. If he did 4-lom, the game would be over, I believe. And he would still have that hard 3 for the next round. So, he didn't 4-lom, which means Brath is still alive. So, Yeah, I don't know. Brath, I mean, it's pretty maneuverable, but I think he wishes he had that engine to just stay behind Slaver 1. So Slaver 1's getting... He's going after him. He's wanting to turn in, go through the asteroids to catch Brath. He gets another stress. So Brath gets... Okay, he's not going to use that focus. Good rolling. So 3v4 back. Dengar. Or no, target lock. Or he said target lock, but okay. And nothing goes through. So Slaver 1 just going through the asteroids. Gets 1 shield. Why did he get a shield? Oh, because it hit... Okay, never mind. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you roll for both? I guess so. Huh. It's not too often people go through 2 asteroids on 1 ship. Alright, so big roll here. 3v3. He really needs those focuses. But Dengar, that proved clutch, but yeah, not when Brath has that many tokens. So Brath is able to turn around. Slaver, still, even after doing that 1 bank, has 2 stress. So 3v2. Decent roll there. 1 shield, chipping away. Back with Dengar, just gets a hit and crits, and that's not going to go through. So Phildo's gotta like where he's at in this position as opposed to 5 rounds ago or whatever. Brath is just getting away. Interesting. Oh, because of Sun Pilot. I was going to say that probably would be better if he gets behind him, but yeah, Stun Pilot, that makes this end game very different. So they're checking the rules, quick rules check on Stun Pilot. My base has to cross the asteroids and not the template. And they're not sure, so fact check, Google, the template is okay to cross. They just can't land on it, I guess. So, ooh, that's a good roll. Dengar, yeah. So Brath, if he rolls any blanks, oh, and he's using 4 long. So that's it. Very good game. That was a lot of fun to watch. Both played very well, and would have been interesting if Mux didn't roll so well, if Phildo would have been able to pull it off, but yeah, that was a really, really good game and fun to watch. So thanks for watching, thanks for playing.